What's going on, everybody? What's good? What's good? See if we can get a few people in here. Who's going to be first? Who's it going to be? Waiting to see who's it going to be. Out of the way. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Number one. Heck yeah. Doc ain't still going, is he? I hope I didn't jump on top of him like that. Figured he'd be done by now. I'm going. I am going. Hanging out in the bait shed. Really wish I could get it all done. Build my wall, get my air conditioner. It'd be great. Of course, I really don't need the air conditioner. I got my little fireplace going right now. Which, I mean, I guess you could say my little fireplace is my little electric fireplace. It ain't doing much. Oh. What do you mean much more to go? Like, what's up, Palm Nation? No, I really don't have a lot more to go. Like, I've got to do the I've got to insulate the ceiling and strip it and put sheetrock, and then I got to build this wall. And this, I got to put sheetrock there and there, and then the ceiling. Of course, I've got to buy the door that's going to go right here. So not a lot, but I'm trying to do it, a little at a time, so I don't put a whole lot of expense into it. What's up, J-Dub? How's it going, brother? But like I said, I'm trying to do it without putting a whole lot of expense into it. So, like, I still got to get insulation for that, the ceiling. I got insulation for the back wall behind me here. I've got enough to finish my walls, and I'll have a little bit extra to do a little bit more, but I don't know, Palms. It's just one of those things, Like, I would feel completely bald without any hair at all. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I cut this last year, and it was like down to here. I cut it last year, but other than that, I haven't been clean shaven since I got out of high school. What's up, Plugs? What's up, brother? I shaved my goatee for my wedding, and that was 10 and a half years ago. But I still had sideburns down to like right here. So I haven't been clean shaven since high school, and that was 2006. And I still had my sideburns in 2006, so probably 2005. Dude, J-Dub, time for an employment change. I hear you, though. I understand. My brother-in-law's the same way. He used to have a big old beard. It'd come down to here. I mean, it was great. It was just full. It'd come down. I wish mine would do like his. Like all my stuff right here curls to the side. This goes straight. But like all this right here just kind of curls back into itself. But his just comes straight down. Big full beard. And he had to shave it because of his work. I hear you, dude. I hear you. Let's see. There's that in case anybody wants to hop up and hang out. But yeah, like, I mean, I work for myself. So my dad is technically my boss, but not really. I mean, he is, but he isn't. So I'm like a co-owner, I guess you'd say. So I don't have to shave. But yeah, I don't know about all that. But like I said, my brother-in-law had this huge full beard, and he had to shave for it's something to do with like face mask regulations or something. He's does something with some oil refinery or something. So I was like, man, that sucks. You get it. Oh, excuse me. So what's going on tonight? Oh no, J-Dub, get it, dude, get it. You got that all day, J-Dub. He created a highway in China. Dude, my beard's not all that long. I mean, I wish it was a little bit longer, but it's not. Like it grows to this and then it's done. Like I have no idea why, but this is as far as my beard will grow. I wish I could get, down to here, but it just grows to there and it stops. Dr. Dubs. I believe in you, J-Dub. Dr. Dubs, get after it, dude. Oh my goodness. There is one I haven't seen in forever. Hello, Miss Jessica. How have you been? I have really missed you, and I'm glad you still remember me and can come in. How have you been? I mean, I'm doing great. No, J-Dub, it's not. Just do it. Just go for it. Crazy man is up to all kinds of nonsense and shenanigans. J-Dub, I'm telling you, go for it. Do it before they change it. I mean, it's just poking around on the brain. That's fine. You're good. I mean, the odds of messing, like doing surgery on the brain's got to be better than anything else. Come on, Palm Nation. You're killing me, dude. Killing me. Don't mess with my shed. It's 12 by 24. I mean, come on, man. Come on. I mean, like I said, it's 12 foot by 20. By 24, and I was showing it earlier. Like I said, this is where I'm at so far. If I can get this thing to turn, there's the corner. I'm gonna come out 10 foot down to that edge right there, and then of course it's 12 foot wide, so it'll come over to 10 foot this way, and so yeah, I'll have 10 by 12. I hope you hadn't been waiting all that long. I'll put that up. You know you're going to wind up giving that to me anyways.
The champ is here, buddy. The champ is here.
What's up, Caribou? How's it going, brother?
What up, Troy?
So, yeah. Yeah, you might as well just go and put my address on that and send that to me. You know that, right? Hey, Jessica, I'm thinking about it. If my wife keeps giving me lip, I might. No, she told me I was moving out here. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool, JV.
I know. I'm gonna rock this thing to Walmart tomorrow. I'm gonna be wearing it around the store. Talking to my best Hulk Hogan voice. Yo, brother, where's the milk, brother?
That's a low blow, Ace. That's a low blow. Low blow. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I'm trying to push buttons. You know how I am with buttons. It don't ever work.
Don't be pushing buttons.
Dude, Muskie Hans, what's up, my brother?
What up, Muskie?
Oh, my goodness. So you still all frozen in up there? Can you get out and fish yet?
No, we're still frozen. It's almost there. Like, the rivers are almost open. The lakes are still, you know, they got 18 inches ice on them, so it takes a while. But I think it's supposed to be 70 degrees by Sunday. So it should probably be off by next weekend.
Well, we had a crazy front move through last night and dumped like 2 inches of rain within an hour. It was crazy. I mean, insane. And, I mean, it didn't really affect the temperatures all that much. It dropped down about 10 degrees. And, but the wind, dude, I was going to do a crappie fishing stream tonight, but man, the wind's blowing 15 miles an hour out right now. I ain't no way I can get out on that lake. So
it's actually it's beautiful here. I wish the water was open. I mean, I don't think it was like 60 degrees, no wind today. Yeah. Man, it would have been nice to go fishing, but just gotta wait till that ice goes away.
Yeah, well, say like last weekend, I was gonna do. You know, I've been trying to get my crappie stream started back up because it's that time of year, you know. But last weekend we had snow. So, I mean, I had about an inch of snowfall last weekend. So, I mean, I don't know what to think. And, I don't know, man. It's been a crazy year. I should have done been fishing about, 3 weeks ago, and I haven't been yet. And 15-mile-an-hour winds is nothing. Come down to my lake and get on it and tell me that. It's pretty dang rough.
Depends on how big your boat is.
I can promise you. It was about 30-mile-an-hour winds today, and I would not dare put a boat in that lake today.
Depends on how big the lake is, because.
Well, I mean, my lake's 15,000 acres, so. It gets pretty rough.
I forgot to share this out. We'll put the belt back here, so.
Palms, I've actually seen snow in April, and it really all depends, man.
That's actually what I'm talking. I live up here. People are like, "Oh, it's so nice." I can't. I'm like, we're still in March. We're not out of the clear till we
Oh,
get into June.
y'all ain't even close.
Yeah.
It was 63 today, the entire day. It was 63 when we went to bed last night. It was 63 when we woke up. And the cold front actually kept it at 63. See, tomorrow it's going to be in the upper 70s. So, what's up, Al? You still tinkering with your Bobcat? Yes, Palm. Mother Nature has definitely been smoking crack here lately. I should have done been out on the lake, and it ain't happened yet.
What are you talking about, Al? They always let the champ in.
I guess technically I did, Al. I mean, you wasn't here to stop me, so.
Oh, Ace, it's not for it's a tournament I'm putting on.
Ace, he's just getting that ready to send that to me, man. He's trying. That's why he come on here trying to figure out how to spell my name to get it engraved to me. Oh, Jessica, you keep every bit of that up there, please.
Oh man, do you have no idea how much this thing has gone to my head? I so wish I would have ordered 2 of them.
See, now you make me want to order one, and I ain't got the money for that right now. But
I'm gonna get one for bass fishing, one for pike fishing, and one for deer hunting. And
I was about to say you can't get one for crappie fishing.
I'm gonna next year when you all see me up in the blind, I'm gonna have a belt up in my tree stand. There'll be a big old belt on me. I'll be wondering why do the deer keep seeing me? I can't understand.
Hey Al, speaking of stickers, I'm gonna need one of your stickers to go right there behind me soon, and anybody else also. It's just as soon as I get this wall built, I'm gonna have a sticker board right up here. It's gonna be not well. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know how I'm gonna do a sticker board yet because it's hard to see, but between this wall and this wall, I'm gonna have an entire workbench all the way across.
Nice.
And I'll be moving back and forth because I got a rolly chair. But I'll be moving back and forth between what I do. And I'd like for this entire wall behind me to be nothing but stickers or whatever, you know. So,
Ace, I've been doing good.
Definitely do that.
Life is pretty good, buddy. Life is always good. I never complain.
JB, entertain for a second.
Want me to belly dance? You never sent her a sticker, Al, or did you? I can't remember what you all sent her. It's over there on her desk. I got everything on Amanda's desk over there. I don't want to walk over there and check and see what else is over there, but she's got a bunch of stuff over there now. Belly dance. Do the truffle shuffle.
All right. See, no dance. Wait a second, no dancing. What?
I said I was going to belly dance to entertain everybody while you're gone.
No, you let JV do it. I want to be able to go back and watch it and laugh.
I gotta go get my Hawaiian skirt first.
What's up,
You the jiggling JV. I get jiggly with it.
Hey, I do it too. Let's see here. So yeah, I posted a video yesterday, and that was pretty crazy. Pretty close, Palm Nation. I mean, it's It's got a couple of wheels on it, so I don't think it's technically a wheelchair, like a multi-wheelchair maybe. But so, like I said, it ain't technically a wheelchair, but it's close. Let me go ahead and plug this up because I need to pour me a few more jig heads. Give me just a second. Ooh. Anyways, Paul Man, the moderator? Are you kidding me? I mean, pretty much everybody in here should be a moderator. If not, I will go back and check it and make sure. But, yeah, I think everybody in here should be a moderator at this point. I will definitely go back and check it and make sure. I mean, I can't do it right now because I'm on my cell phone. I'm out in the shed. And plus, I don't, giant helicopter. What you talking about? You don't know with. Just a second, I gotta find a little bit of lead. Really? Oh my God. So much sexiness in one little picture right there. Look at it. Y'all please tip the man. Now we're talking. I mean, you can't get this show anywhere else. Come on. What I'm talking about.
Don't tempt me to do something, people. I'll do it.
You don't even care. Great. Won't be able to eat tomorrow. Come on now, Al. It ain't that bad. I mean, if I was to do it now, I would understand that. What are you trying to say, Amanda? That's going to give you nightmares? Keep you up all night? Why would I do that, Paul? I don't need to tie my beard in weird knots, man. I mean, if I tie it into knots, then I can't get it out, and then I'll have to cut it. Nah, none of that. None of that.
Check my mail. What's in my mail? Should have wore the belt, too.
Oh, he's right. He's right.
He is right.
He's 100% right. I mean, I can wear my hat backwards. It ain't going to do no good, but I can wear it backwards. It just shows how much hair I don't have. Don't tempt him, Al. Jessica, you probably could braid it, but I can't. I'm not. I mean, it's getting there, but it's not. I don't think it's braidable yet. I can't braid it anyways. What's up, Heath? How's it going, brother? I mean, like I said, you might can braid it, but I probably can't. Like I said, in case y'all didn't know it, I don't have much up here, so I'm about near bald. At the ripe old age of 34, I'm about bald.
What up, Heath?
Do what?
Oh, I just said, what up, Heath?
What really sucks about being bald at 34 is nobody else in my family is bald. It's crazy, isn't it? To have as much as I do here, I don't have nothing up here. Dang. Didn't realize I was older than you, Muskie. I thought we were about the same age. Exactly, Al. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Solar panel for a sex machine.
I always tell people, you only get so much testosterone. If you want to use yours to grow hair, that's your choice.
Oh, that's great. I mean, my beard won't reach my head, so I mean, that's about it right there. To bite my eyelids. Oh, y'all are killing me. So what about this here bass tournament you putting on? You got to tell me more.
A second. Eric's messaging me.
No, you're good.
But it's gonna be said I'm still working with sponsors, but yeah, the first place is obviously gonna get the belt, the JV Outdoors Bass Champion. But yeah, it's gonna be bass fishing, any kind of bass, smallmouth, largemouth, rock bass, white bass, whatever. As long as it's a bass, it counts. Hybrids, whatever.
Yeah. Hold up now. Hybrid bass, you say?
Yeah.
You know how many I catch of them at night, right?
It's fine. But I'm also allowing people to fish on any water, farm ponds, lakes, rivers, whatever a person wants to fish on, boat, kayak, shore, walk rivers. I don't care what you do. Only thing that has to be you're able to have to do is you have to be able to be on the live because it's going to be the most fish wins. So if you catch 800 dinks, but they're bass, you're going to win. But yeah, I said I got to get finished with the sponsors and get a date together. And then it's going to be 8. I'm going to be able to have 8 people up there because it's going to be me and a co-host.
Yeah.
And then the 8 fishermen
that
are running it. And
plus, StreamYards?
Yeah, through StreamYard. And then pretty much we'll do giveaways for the chat and stuff as the contest is going on. But yeah, I got to figure out like a time that's going to work because everybody's in different time zones and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's going to be a little hard to figure out, but we'll get it done.
No, man, you'll get it. No problem.
Yeah.
Off the hook, there is no chance. If I fish it, there's no chance.
Well, there's a reason I'm taking myself out of the competition because I want to give you all a shot. There's a reason why I already have the belt.
See, I may have to.
Oh, Eric! There's Eric. Eric, check it out.
What's up, Eric B? How's it going, brother?
Look at this, Eric. Oh, you can kind of see it from back here. JV Outdoors Bass Champion. It's still glaring. I wish I could get it to quit glaring. But yeah. There you go. Bass.
So what's the rules? Can I have JV Outdoors erased or? No,
it's good because I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this every year, and I'm going to give out a belt every year, so people could end up with 3 or 4 belts. But like they're legit, you know. Yeah.
Why is my internet doing this? No.
Don't touch it.
Am I still good?
Yeah, you're still good. And congrats on the 1,000, Eric. Eric hit 1,000 subs today. I'm pretty sure it was this morning. I'm already out of coffee.
Eric, how close are you to you on your watch time?
It's got to be pretty close. And he touched it. And he's gone. Hey, hey, hey. If he loses, I'm going to keep this live going forever. He's trying up a second one. There you go.
Please. Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes. No more touching buttons.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't touch any buttons. It's going out on me for some reason. So, I haven't got Wi-Fi out here, so I'm doing this all off my cell phone. So you're
I actually
right now.
When I start working on the garage out there, I actually have one of those internet boosters that the company just gave me for no reason. And so I can put it out in my garage and it'll actually boost my Wi-Fi out there. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. See, what I'm going to have to do is do a Wi-Fi bridge between my house and my shed. And I'm going to do that pretty soon, but I'm trying to get this all done before I do it. So I say that. We'll see how it goes.
And he did it again. And he's gone. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why it's doing this. It hadn't done it yet. So can you hear me? Are we good?
I hear you.
Now it showed. This is about to drive me nuts. Like I said, it hadn't done this yet. And like I'm showing the same amount of service that I normally do. So I don't know why it's doing it. So
never know. Never know.
I don't either. I'm ready to get my Wi-Fi bridge set up, and why would he scream sausage? Why? Why? I mean, if you want me to scream sausage, I will. But why?
Oh, what up, Survival LT?
Survival LT, what is up, my brother? Yeah.
What do you mean, Al? We made fun of him while he was here.
Off the hook, I don't. If you just sent it to me, I didn't. But
maybe that's the problem. Quit sending them messages, people. You're kicking them out.
No, I'll have to go back and check and see if I got it, dude. So, I mean, I don't understand. It's doing fine right now. So I've got the same amount of service that I've been having. It's doing great. So it makes no sense whatsoever.
Sometimes cell phones just go on the fritz. I've had it.
They do constantly.
I've been in places where I normally get great service and I just can't get up on a panel for the life of me, and I can't ever figure out why. And then the next time it's just fine.
I mean, they're not that dark, dude. These are Strike Kings. They're cheap. By the way, if y'all didn't know that about me, I can't have nice things. So
Exactly.
When it comes to glasses, $10.
Sunglasses, I actually wear Carhartt. I buy them for $8.99 at the hardware store. The Carhartt sunglass safety glasses.
Carhartt makes glasses?
Yeah, they make they're sunglasses, but they're safety glasses. They're $8.99 at the hardware store.
Yeah, I've been to find me some Carhartt sunglasses. I had no idea they made them.
Yeah, they're nice. They look cool. But yeah, at $8.99, I just go in, grab a handful of them, throw them in my truck, and every time I drop one in the water or step on one, I can just replace it.
I've had so many pair of Costa Del Mars that have either broke or took a swim. Wiley X's, they have took several swims. So,
oh no, Eric, I ain't gonna cook my meatloaf till the day.
Ooh, what? Oh, okay. You threw me off there. I didn't see Eric's comment about the meatloaf. So, but Eric, how much watch time do you need, dude?
How many watch hours you got?
1,000, and definitely here to help you out, man.
He's got to be close. He's got 45,000 views.
Oh man!
So even if they all watched like 10 minutes, he's got to be really close.
What's up, J.A.? Monica, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah,
I'm home, clean, and eating dinner.
So we can help you out. Do not mind helping anybody out on their watch hours, period.
Yeah. So I got 2 screens on my desktop. People need watch hours. I just throw people up on each screen and I walk away to go do what I'm doing, or I go to bed for the night.
Yep. Say it like Dark 30. I left him running on the TV earlier, trying to get him close. I've been watching a lot of Mark stuff lately, trying to get him there. Moniker. Thank you for showing up clean.
I wasn't going to say anything in Coastal Fevers that you're starting to, kind of funky.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, I was going to get in bed at a decent time tonight, but I've already made it out here to the shed. I think I'll keep it going for a while. So if y'all want to hang out and not do anything tonight, I'm here.
I'll be up for a little bit longer, but I actually got things to do. Oh, Amanda. If you're still out there, honey, how you doing on my your part of the script? Because I'd like to shoot that tomorrow night, and I'd like to see what you have, what I need to add and take away from it.
All right. Let's see here. Number 4. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to load up some hooks. I'm trying to get where I can get me some more jig heads going. Being how that's all in y'all's face, I'm sorry. Used up all my jig heads the other day, and I've got to pour some more. So when's Amanda supposed to be getting over here?
Gosh, who knows?
As soon as they chill out over there?
Well, not even just that. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly money. I
understand that, too.
I'm about to do a GoFundMe. I need $18 million.
Hey, we can do it.
I just need 18 million people out there to give me $1, and we'll get Amanda over here.
That's exactly right. Y'all heard. I mean, y'all heard him. Get busy. I mean, I've got 10 people in here. What's that come out to be?
Yeah, it's 18 million. Actually, I'm one of them because I'm watching you on the other screens.
$8 million a piece. Don't include me in that. I can't help you out. But yeah. Ooh, I've been burned myself. I guess my my pots done got clogged up here. Just barely dribbling out. Yeah, let's see. You don't have that kind of money? What the heck, Muskie? Come on, man.
That's what everybody keeps telling me. I don't get it. I need to hang out with richer people.
Yeah, you're in the wrong stream. We all broke.
I just need to go step out in front of Bill Gates' car or something like that.
There you go. There you go. Man. Yeah, apparently I haven't used mine enough because it's clogged up now. So I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to have to dig into it and figure out. So, I'm really wanting to get the bigger lead pot because this one, I figured this one was going to be all right, but I don't know. I know the bigger one would be better. Like this is the medium Lee's lead pot. And it does okay, but as far as I'm concerned, I just assume be using my small leaf pot right now. So, oh goodness, driving and listening. All right, Eric, that'll work.
No, I'm from South Dakota.
South Dakota, Wisconsin. What's the difference?
I'm
just kidding.
Wisconsin's where all those weirdos live. You know, like Ooh. Section 8. And...
I haven't seen Section 8 in a while.
Oh, he doesn't do videos anymore. He posts on Facebook constantly.
I did see a post on of his on Facebook earlier. But yeah, I ain't seen him in a while.
He goes through these weird stages. Like, I won't hear from him forever, and then he'll blow up my phone for a week.
And all of a sudden, he's there, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think he goes through,
oh!
I think he goes through his menstrual cycles.
Bear with me just a second. I'm trying to get my lead pot cleaned out.
That's all right. Do what you gotta do, man.
I just burnt my finger, so we're getting there.
I'm just up here to avoid working, so if I wasn't on your live, I'd actually have to do something, and I don't want to do anything.
Oh no, none of that.
Yeah,
none of that. So, but yeah, I am interested in this tournament you're going to be putting on. It sounds pretty cool.
I'm probably the only cane here. What's a cane? Oh, Canadian.
Well,
Troy was here. He was from Canada. He's from Canada. He's from Canada.
Caribou.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still in here or not. Let's see. What does it say? What's up, Colin?
What up, Colin? Those damn Canadians.
Hey, get me some while you going, Eric.
I can't help you with that, buddy.
I'll take some ice cream in a heartbeat. Love me some ice cream. Speaking of ice cream, Mom, I got to go get some tomorrow. My youngest daughter's birthday is tomorrow. So, there you go, Al. Get them. Make sure you got braid on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you got braid. Don't be going in there with mono.
You do make sure it's some show enough mono. Oh, goodness. Probably. But see, that other pork chop was a poser. I am the original. Let's see. The original. I can't believe that pour just turned out. I'm going to be honest with you. Figured that was going to be pure junk. I mean, I was pork chop thin too, but.
That's a good idea, Amanda. I need more coffee.
More coffee, he says. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out and everything. And I was debating earlier whether to do a stream or not, and then Coastal Fever got done, and I was musky. Speaking of, I'll have to get one of them refills here in a little bit, but I'm gonna quit pouring lead before I do. We pour up just a few more jig heads, and it's probably gonna have to happen. That do worth a thing. Got one out of that whole whack. Uh-oh. You're in trouble and didn't even know it.
What did I do?
I don't know. Ask Monica.
Oh, they're back there. They're in the other rooms. That's my empty boxes. The full boxes are in the other room.
The good boxes. You're supposed to say they're already in the mail, ready to go.
Oh, she sent me some stuff.
Oh, I got you.
They're actually really heavy. I didn't expect. He comes back in a dress. I'm out. Truthfully, I don't know where my dress is. I lost it in the move.
Yeah, JB's background kind of looks like my shed. Just
well, right now my house kind of is my shed. So I've been too lazy to clean it. I have no motivation. I'm gone all week for work.
Yep.
I sit here most of the time on the weekends because I'm always watching people's lives or trying to do stuff at my desk. My bed's clean, my bedroom's clean, my bathroom's clean, and my kitchen's clean. So I never watch TV, so I don't care about my living room.
Yep. Well, that's me. I don't ever watch any TV either. So, which that's another thing why I'm going to get a Wi-Fi bridge out here. I'm going to get my daughter used to have a TV in the room, and I'm going to take it and put it out here on the shed and get one of the Ruco sticks put in it so I can put YouTube on it.
I actually have a smart TV up in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And I still don't watch TV on it.
Well, that's me. I've got a smart TV in my living room, and then I've got a Ruco stick added to my TV in my bedroom, and I'll watch YouTube, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually called and canceled our satellite the other day. I mean, we don't ever watch it, period. So my wife watches a little bit of Netflix and a little bit of Hulu, and my kids watch a little bit of Disney Plus. And as far as I go, it's YouTube only.
Yeah, I have a smart TV up my bed. That's when I go to bed, a lot of times I'll put on people's lives that I missed, and I'll just turn it on and fall asleep to it.
Well, that's me. I mean,
yeah.
I don't ever watch anything on just regular TV. It's too depressing to watch TV nowadays.
That's the thing. Only thing I do watch, and this is only once in a while, I'll watch a UFC fight if I'm really into the fighters.
Yeah.
But I have to really be into the fighters.
I
don't watch football, baseball, basketball, any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a sportsman at all. But UFC, I will sit and watch UFC fight.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. I have to know the fighters and be kind of halfway clued in to them.
Yeah, because even with the UFC, if I'm not into the fighters, the next day on YouTube, all the fights will be on there, all the highlights. So
yes,
I can watch all the good parts the next day.
To be honest, I really don't even remember the last UFC fight I watched. And,
the last one I watched was the last one Justin Gaethje was in.
So
yeah, that's the last one. Oh yeah, that was actually a really good fight. That was Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje. And the reason I like Justin Gaethje is he's a big time bow hunter.
Yeah,
that's why I really got into him, because he also does videos on him out bow hunting and stuff like that.
Ooh, Robot Wars. That's still on TV. Didn't know that.
I didn't even know that was still a thing.
I didn't either, but if I knew that, I'd watch that in a heartbeat. I tell you what, I miss a lot on TV. Junkyard Wars. Yep. You remember Junkyard Wars?
Mm-mm.
Oh, come on now.
I've never really been big into TV. When my kids were little, I watched a lot of cartoons. I've never really been a big TV guy.
So they used to have Junkyard Wars, and they'd take a couple of groups of people. They'd send them in a junkyard, and they'd give them something to build. And they'd have to get everything they had sourced out of a junkyard. That stuff was awesome. Yes, Al, I love Junkyard Wars. And Colin, too, yeah. Junkyard Wars was awesome. But I haven't seen that in so long.
I do remember BattleBots. I think that's what it was called, the robot fights.
BattleBots was good.
Yeah.
I always liked that.
I never got into sitcoms really. Like, I never got into a sitcom where I had to watch it every week or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. The only thing I did like those Alaskan bush people till I found out they lived in Arkansas half the year. They didn't really live out in the bush all year round. They lived in Arkansas half the year. It's like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. Posers. So, I don't know, man. It's just TV. Not really my thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, and now that it's getting nice out.
Well, that too.
I'm going to be outside a lot more.
Time to start fishing. TV.
Yeah, time to start fishing, start doing bushcrafting.
Yep.
Yeah, time to start setting up all my feeders and fixing up blinds and tree stands that have been knocked over in the winter and stuff like that. And yep, time to get outside and play.
You're backwards than me. I take care of that stuff in like August.
I get it done early in the spring, and I'm one of those guys that put in my food plots in the spring too.
Yeah.
The less I get out where I normally hunt, the less scent I put out there. I always figure the better. So the earlier I get all that stuff in, the better.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna put one more set of these, and then I'll be done. But yeah,
I don't call them, man. I tried calling that person. They never called me back. We were going to do this big fishing getaway, and we were going to rent this place that had private ponds on them. And I got the phone number for the people, and they never answered any of my phone calls, and they never called me back. And I looked at another cabin. That place was rented out for 2 years.
Wow.
I was looking forward to it too, man. There was a lot of people that wanted to come to that get together, but I don't know. I just can't get it put together.
Yep, it gets like that sometimes.
What up, Native?
What's up, Native Wild Man? How's it going, man? But yeah, like so far this year, I haven't missed the crappie spawn, but like it's happening right now. And like I said, every chance I get to go fishing, it's either snowing or the wind's blowing like crazy. And I can't. It's pretty all week, and then when it comes to the weekend, when I can actually go fishing, I can't. So unplug that. I'm done pouring for tonight. So I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow night, after I get done with my daughter's birthday deal, I can actually get out and try to do a little bit of fishing.
I'm getting out and doing something tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So
I'm making some sort of video.
I'm gonna work in my shed pretty much most of the day tomorrow. As soon as that's over and get that birthday deal past me, I'm probably going fishing. Like I said, I can't go tomorrow during the day because of my youngest daughter's birthday. But after that, it's on. Let's see. Muskie asked, what you plant in the springtime? And he said, hold on. There you go.
Actually, I actually have a big old, I think I have my box of seeds right here. I already got it in. Oh. I actually have a variety I put in. First one I go with was this. This is a kind of a general one. These are the plants that'll grow all year round, and they'll regrow the next year. But this one is what's all in here? This one's got the clovers and the brisca and the ryegrass.
Yeah, I planted that on all mine this year in the fall.
This one here. This is the 7-card stud. Yep. This one's got 7 different ones. This has got the oats, the winter peas, annual clover, turnips and radishes, and the chicory, and I never know how to pronounce this, the triticale or whatever. But so this one's got all kinds of different. It's got the 7 different in it. Oh. And then I also go with the mean green. this is the soybean, cowpeas, and lab. And the thing is I what I do is I mix all of them, all three, into a big container. And I'll do a couple different food plants, are food plots, and I'll just get a good mixture of all of it together, growing in all different.
Yep. See, I come past a winter food plot today that you can see from the highway. I know the guy that plants it or whatever, and them deer were just tearing it up this afternoon about 5 o'clock. And which I mean, you got to have that kind of stuff. So, but like I said, they were eating it up this afternoon.
No, they say it's a no-till, this throw and grow. I always till. I've done it does work. If you just throw and grow, it does. But I tell you what, it comes in way better if you till. Like, it'll come in way thicker and it'll grow taller.
Yes.
It does work if you just throw and grow.
It does. Like I was saying earlier, that's what I planted this year. And I've got a new deer stand where I hunt at, a new spot. And it's in the middle of a cutover. And I did throw and grow on it. It come in decent. I ain't going to say it did great, but it come in pretty decent.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, that's like anything. They say no till, but you got to put the work in on it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I haven't tried that 7-card stud, but I'd like to.
Yeah, that 7-card stud is great. I like it just because it's such a variety, and the radishes will last longer into the winter. The winter wheat obviously will. The winter peas will, but then also you get with the other ones I mix in. I get the cow peas and stuff that'll come up during the spring and summer. They'll die off as winter comes, but then the winter peas and the radishes and the winter wheat, that'll all keep going for quite a while into the winter. It's just a nice. You give the deer a variety.
Absolutely. Fish and Jump, dude, I didn't realize you were doing the premiere. I have to go back and check that out. But no, it's no big deal at all, man. But yeah, the no-till stuff is a pretty good way to go about it. So that they tend to grow a little bit. They add fertilizer in with it, and it tends to go a lot. It grows a lot easier. So
yeah,
and that stuff is designed for a whole lot of different areas, and I guess you say it's a lot tougher seed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot easier to grow in a bunch of multiple different places. So.
Yeah. I said, and here, you know, it works real good for the throw because we have a lot of black dirt. I mean, this is farming community. This is, this is where the world's corn and soybeans come from, right here. And
see, down here, I've got a lot of iron ore ground. There's a bunch of red dirt iron ore, and there's nothing wrong with it if you get the right type of ground. But now, if you get just straight iron ore, you ain't going crap. But so far, it's worked out pretty good.
Yep. And the great thing about throw and grow is it's also not that expensive. It really isn't.
No, it's not bad. I think for 2 food plots, I paid $60 this year.
Yeah.
And that's not extremely bad, but I also did a different type this year. I put throw and grow in one spot, and then I did I don't remember what the other one was, but I had to end up getting a pretty good bit. Yes.
Well, Eric, it would be different than where you live.
At in Louisiana, I mean, if you go over to the flat country and you get into that good gumbo mud, I mean, that stuff is very, very rich. Over here where I'm at in the hills, not so much. I mean, you get you get into a bunch of iron ore, and it's tough to grow in spots. But then again, like I said, I've got a lot of timber company land where they grow a lot of pine trees. And like the one stand I was talking about, it's out in the middle of a clear cut right now. Well, they just planted pines this year, but it was after deer season that they planted. Well, the timber company comes in and sprays those clear cuts, and it kills all undergrowth. Well, it's hard to grow a food plot in that. I mean, all that stuff is dead. And they let it grow up for a year, and then they spray it. Al, you're supposed to be tending hides, not falling asleep.
Yeah.
So, I've got a very hostile environment to grow stuff in. I mean, most of the time we stick down here, we either do oats or mostly like bob oats or buck oats, and then we'll do ryegrass. But it really all depends. Like I said, I tried to throw and grow this year because I didn't have a tractor to do any kind of tilling down or anything, you know. So no, they're not very productive, and that's they come through and fertilize, but like I said, they try to kill all the undergrowth beforehand. That way, it gives the pines a fighting chance, I guess you'd say. Because if you don't let the pines grow, which I mean, you know all this, Muskie. I mean, you're like you said, you're whatever you said.
He's a soil scientist.
Exactly. You know all about that, but I mean, you let all the briars and foliage and all that come in, the pine trees, if they're not up to a certain extent, now a pine tree will choke out anything there is once it gets to a certain age and, you know, height. But yes, they kill all the undergrowth. I really wish they wouldn't, because it affects a lot of stuff down here, but they do. And being how we're leasing land from the timber company, not much I can say about it. But see, now that the pines are there, they're done spraying, and I've went through and have all my food plots open. I'll be good from now on. That's the chance you take going into a new clear cut that they're growing pines on. So, but yeah, it really all depends on where you're here. Like I said, you go 30 minutes away, either way, it turns into flat country. And all that soil that you get into is just super fertile soil. And, I mean, they grow everything. So it's not near as hard to grow. Yes. Yes, they do like to hide in it. And you know, Muskie, they used to, before they come up with this going over and spraying these clear cuts, they used to just let them grow and then come in, plant the pines, and let the pines do what they're going to do. But nowadays they try to, you know, kill out everything, then plant the pines, and then go on. So it used to actually be a lot better. But which there's still a lot of species of plants that grow, and it's not all that bad. But deer do love them. So invasive stuff is killing a lot of my trees. Muskie, there's a lot of cotton, and there's a pretty good bit of rice around. It really all depends on where you go. And I didn't grow up in the flat country, so I don't know what all they grow. It you know, it doesn't. I don't know what all they grow over there in the flat country. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Al, you can't be falling asleep, man. You try and tan hides. And they're falling asleep with a knife in his hand, doing all kinds of stuff.
That's I used to watch my grandpa fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the great things about, I love the Red Green Show, but it was like every Friday night we'd watch the Red Green Show. My grandpa would always have a cigarette in his mouth and he'd fall asleep, and I just watched the ash just get closer and closer to his lips. Sooner or later he's going to wake up going I would just wait for it like it's a fuse.
Slow burning fuse to a firework. Yeah. Goodness gracious. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm hoping after I go out and eat and all that tomorrow, I'm do a stream tomorrow night and catch some crappie. But it really all depends on how that goes. Yeah, Al, we get those, tree boring bugs down here too.
I lost a lot of my trees from the floods. Everybody was whining about, how we haven't had much moisture the last 2 years. I'm like, do you remember the 3 years before these 2 years?
Yeah.
We were under 8 feet of water. My whole property was under 8 feet of water. I was like,
we had a very dry winter this winter, but
so did we. And I'm not sad about it.
We don't have those kind of dry conditions, So it's like 2016, we had a tremendous flood, and
we did for 3 years. I didn't hunt my own property.
Yeah,
I couldn't get out there unless I was out there in a boat trying to shoot catfish, I guess.
Tree stand sitting there.
Yeah, sitting there. Thing is, I had to take a boat to get my tree stand. Literally, the water was halfway up my tree stand.
Man,
it was a lake. It really was. It was.
That's crazy.
I wish I still. My neighbor's wife. I don't know if she still has a video of us going across what would normally be the cornfield.
Yeah.
On jet skis. But we should. I didn't have an action camera back then. I wish I did.
Yeah.
Because that would have been actually a cool video of me pulling up to my tree stand on a jet ski.
Yeah, that'd have been pretty good. Welcome to JV Outdoors. We're going deer hunting today.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
That actually would have been funny. Get a couple guys dressed up as deer out on jet skis, and I'm up in my tree stand. There's deer going by on jet skis.
Oh, goodness. Get a Nerf gun up there. Poof, poof, poof.
Yeah.
A paintball gun.
Actually, I got that marshmallow gun now.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's I don't know. We didn't have much water this year. It was pretty dang dry. Which we had a little storm come through last night. It hit about 10, and by 11:30 it was gone, and it dropped 2 inches of rain on us. It was pretty ferocious there all of a sudden, So,
that's the thing about it. Everybody was worried about it last year, and I was too, because my lake was getting really low.
Yeah,
and I was having a hard time getting my boat in, but yeah. Then all of a sudden,
I remember you fishing last year. You were sitting where water was supposed to be.
Yeah, I was normally where the bass beds were is where I was fishing from on land. But then again, all of a sudden, a couple weekends in a row, we got a couple really good storms, and the water was right back to where it was supposed to be. So it was it did hurt my spring fishing, but my fall fishing was just fine.
Yeah. We didn't have that kind of issue last year. We got enough rain to keep us about normal. But like I said, this year, although our lake stayed about the same, we didn't have very much rain. So it was pretty rough.
The only one that sucked was, our crappie lake died.
Yeah.
The whole thing. That's the only one that sucked. I couldn't believe that. Because I was I know that would have been epic. I hope it never happens again, Eric, but if it does, I'm doing that. I'm doing the jet ski too much.
But you know, you talk about your crappie lake and everything. Crappie are probably the most resilient fish to any kind of conditions. So they will find a way to spawn. And I've noticed this in the last couple of years on my home lake here. They've got to where they spawn a lot deeper than they used to. And let's see. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they are a resilient fish. And when they spawn a bunch.
I said they're gonna have to restock this lake because the whole lake died.
Well, yeah, you were saying something about that the other night, talking about a bunch of dead fish or something, wasn't it?
The whole last year, I actually didn't even know it because I was out there fishing just a couple weeks before that, and we were out there. I took Mikey Turner there, and we went and caught a bunch of bluegill and stuff like that to use for catfish bait. And the lake was fine. And then I went back like 2 weeks later, and I brought Amanda with me. Like we video chatted, and I brought her on the boat with me. And said as I was pulling up, I was talking to Amanda, and I was like, "Man, there's like a lot of new rocks on the shore." Then I got down; it was all fish. And then I put the boat in the water because I wanted to go out and see.
Yeah,
man, the whole lake was just dead. There was a few like live crappies left, and they were just at the top. I could see all of them. They were at the top trying to get some oxygen. And
yeah, if they was at the top, that ain't good.
Yeah, I mean, I could reach down and grab them. They didn't even try to swim away from me.
Yeah.
The whole lake died. But I knew it was going to happen eventually. All we needed was one bad year because they put a dam on the one side. Like when we had those floods, they put a dam in to try to keep it from flooding so bad.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait till we have a dry year. You guys going to freaking ruin this lake from putting that dam in. And I was right. Last year they killed the lake from putting that dam in.
Well, see, that's kind of the issue I'm running into on my home lake down here. They kept the same spillway dam that's here. It's still, once the lake gets up to a height, it'll run over and all that. But they put in what they call a tainer gate. And the tainer gate, they can manually open it however many feet they can to let out a ton of water at one time.
Yep.
And, man, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it has affected this lake tremendously bad. But, yeah, I mean, that tainer gate, the reason I say that, like I said, my lake is 15,000 acres. And when they open it up and you're at the very tip of the lake, I mean, it starts pulling current almost immediately. And it's pulling current from every nook and cranny. And it's tough on it. Bad tough on it. So I'm curious to see how
phone does swim away sometimes, Al. He's never going to let me down for that time I dropped my phone in the water during the live stream.
Yep. Once it's on YouTube, it's there forever.
Well, that's why I ended up getting a new phone.
Yep. Once it's here forever. Oh, goodness. Oh.
I've strapped down my camera stand ever since that day, though. I purposely got a strap just for my camera stand from now on when I get on the boat.
I won't be honest. I can't believe I haven't dropped mine in yet.
I'd had a few close calls before, but yeah, that was the first time. Well, I think the reason is because normally I'm just shooting a video, so I'm always paying attention. That time I was doing a live stream and fishing at the same time, and I wasn't really paying attention. But
what's up, BP? Nathan, I've got a couple of fluker reels, and
I've never heard of them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The first one I bought was awesome. The last couple that I bought haven't been the greatest of quality. I mean, they're all right. But...
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
All right, dude. But yeah, flukers are okay. And I mean, I don't know. Said the last one I bought wasn't just the best in the world. When I first started buying them, they were pretty good reels. So, but I don't know. I think it all comes in waves. So, I think you know, all the reel companies and everything, they kind of come in waves. So I was big on Quantum there for a little bit. They were awesome. And then all of a sudden they just kind of so. But so in the last couple of years, I've been buying loose reels, and they seem to be pretty good. So we'll see how they stick up. I've got a Shimano or two, and they're decent. Shimano seems to stay pretty consistent on their reels. Which I'm sure you can ask 100 different people theirs, and you'll get 100 different answers. So the thing I didn't care for about flukers is, you know, I've got big hands, but I don't like a real big reel. And the flukers seem to be a real chunky, fat reel, you know. And I guess it's the way I hold my rod and reels. I just like it to fit my hand a little bit better. And I don't know. But like I said, I still got one Fluger Tron that I still fish. And it's a pretty decent reel, but I guess it's, like I said, it's all in the way you fish them and all the way you hold them. I mean, I don't like them real chunky and real fat. A little bit of fat on the end is fine. Fluger, okay. See, I haven't had the chance to try out one of them, so I can't really comment on that. Like I said, it really all depends. And the best reel I've ever had was a Quantum. What was it? A Catalyst PT. That was the best reel I've ever owned, and they quit making it. I know you are, Muskie. So, but it was a Catalyst PT is what it was called. That thing fit my hand amazing, and it fished really well. I've got two of them left, and they're still decent reels. But I mean, they quit making them. It kind of sad, but it is what it is, you know. I used to have a Fluker President for a while, and that was a decent reel. And of course, I mean, we're talking about 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago that I had a Fluker President. And it really all depends, you know. So if I was to go buy a reel today, though, it'd probably be a lose. So I've been through all the Abu Garcia Revos and all that, and I'll be honest with you, I'll never buy another Revo. I've had so many issues out of them. The one thing about a Revo is it'll cast a bait 1.5 miles, but thing will lock up on me near about every time. I go to spend, you know, $150, $200 on a reel. You don't expect that thing, the worm gear, to lock up on that easy. So I am curious about like those pistol fund reels and whatnot. I'd like to try one.
Well, maybe I'll get you one before I drop them as a sponsor. If I do. I said I haven't even fully worked out the deals with the other company, and you know, it might not even work out, but we're gonna see.
See, I haven't tried the Patriarch either. And I've heard it's a really good reel. Now, the President I used to have was amazing. It was an awesome reel. And I actually ended up going fishing with a buddy one time, and we went to a pond boat. And or we went in a pond boat. We loaded up in the back of his truck, and just throw the rods back there. He said, "Oh yeah, they'll stay." Well, guess which one I lost? A Fluke President and a Falcon rod. So, but yeah, like Piscafun is not a big. It's not a big name down here. We don't. I mean, I don't know anybody that sells them here. So
yeah, they're actually. I said they're good. They're good reels, but you know they got that. They're not made here.
Yeah,
And, you know, it's hard to get your name out there. But I've had the same. I've had some of the same Piscafun reels for 4 years. Fish them like everybody knows how I fish. I fish like crazy, and I've never had a problem with a single one of them.
Yeah,
I've had problems with Abu Garcia's. Actually, what was it? The Abu Garcia Spartacus. I'll never buy another one of those. I bought 2 of them. Both of them broke on me.
Yeah.
But I've also had Abu Garcias that are great reels. But
well, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I've had 2 of the Revos that Abu Garcia makes, and I won't ever buy another one of them again. But I mean, as far as casting and everything, Revos are a great reel. But I've had so much problems out of the worm gears in them that I can't trust them. You know what I mean? And
I have a few Daiwas. Daiwas are good. I actually like Daiwas.
Daiwas are pretty consistent reels. Shimano makes a pretty consistent reel.
Yeah, I got a few Shimanos too.
They make a pretty good reel, and which I don't fish a lot of spinning reels either. And I use both make pretty good reels, spinning reels.
I have spinners. Only time I use spinners is if I'm catfishing. I don't know why I prefer spinners when I catfish. I just do.
Yeah.
Everybody else thinks I'm crazy, thinks I need to get the big old bait casting. I don't know. I just like spinners when I catfish.
Muskie, they do. They suck.
And then only other time I use spinners is when I'm like crappie fishing or perch, something like that. I use a lot of because I like the smaller setups then.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, if I was to go buy a reel today, and this is just my personal preference, it would be a lose. And so far, the few lose that I've had have been really good reels, and they've been really consistent on how they work. So, but like I said, you ask 100 different people.
Yeah, everybody's got their favorites.
So
that's why I'm such a. I have so many different kinds. I just like testing out ones.
Exactly.
Like I said, and actually, the true only company I'll never go back to is Six Gill. That's it. Six Gill is the only fishing company I'll never go back. Yeah. And I don't even know if this company is around, but there used to be a reel called Sea Night. It was SEA, then spelt night like you're a knight of the round table.
Yeah.
But there was a company called Sea Night, and I might even still have the reel. But oh my gosh, was that the worst reel I have ever bought in my life? That thing was as crappy as hell.
So, like I said, there for a while, I was a big quantum man. Like, quantum reels were gold, and they were great reels. They were tough as nails, and I still fish. I still tournament fish with some of those reels. But the last 1 or 2 that I bought from them were just pure junk, basically.
I think quantums are what I have on my catfish rod, but I have the big old spinning.
But yeah, like I said, quantum reels at one point were amazing. They were awesome reels. But the last few that I went through, they suck, plain and simple. And so
Muskie, if I could get into my fishing gear,
and they seem to be a pretty consistent reel.
I can't get into my fishing gear right now, but I have a 6 gill rod that's falling apart that I bought last year, and it started falling apart the 6th time I took it out to go use it. And then their customer service was terrible. Yeah, it was I'll never deal with 6 scale again.
Well, see, when you
I
go
never
talking
even-
about rods, that's a completely different deal, in my opinion. Me and rods, you know, I used to be a big Falcon rod man, and there's nothing wrong with Falcon rods. They're good, they're decent rods, and you go to spending as much money as you want to on rods. But I have come to find out when you go to talk about rod and reel combos, the reel is what matters the most. Mm-hmm. Rods don't really matter all that much. They do in a sense, but they don't.
Well, it depends again on what you're using it for. Like, you don't want to get a fiberglass rod if you're out there bass fishing. I'd much rather have a carbon rod.
Well, yes, to a certain extent. Fiberglass rods work really well on crankbaits. You know, when you're crankbait fishing, you get a lot better feel out of them. But then again, it's all about personal preference too. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you, when I go to buy a rod nowadays, I quit spending $100, $150, $200 on a rod because I am rough on them. I'm extremely rough on the rods. I'll be honest with you. I've got eight rods that I carry bass fishing with me, and 3 of them are Berkeley cherry woods. I mean, pretty much the cheapest rod you can get. So
I have some real cheap Berkeley rods, and I ain't got no problem with it. One thing I've ever had a problem, like one thing I do notice with cheaper rods than my more expensive rods is like I've left my expensive rods out and my cheaper rods out. Like I'll forget them in the boat, and winter will come. The next year, the cheap rods, they're trashed. And the expensive rods are still just fine. Yeah.
You got to expect that the quality, you know, you go to spending $30 on a rod versus $100 on a rod. Surely they use a little better material on those rods.
Yep.
You know, and of course, then again, like me, I get done fishing, I bring my stuff in the garage every time, because most of the time when I go fish bass tournaments, I'm fishing out of somebody else's boat, so I carry my stuff in and out. But like I said, then again, I am rough on a rod. I'm bad rough. I have broke no telling how many. So it just got to where I was spending $100 way too often to get a rod when I could go spend $30 and do the same thing. So
yeah, and I've used Shakespeare's and stuff like that for my whole life. I have no problem, but there is a difference, because like if I go buy like a $40 Berkeley rod at Walmart, like, and it's, you know, the only bad thing about in the fishing community, like in fishing rods, there's actually no community like control standard. Like it may say medium fast action, but there's actually no standard what that actually falls in.
Oh, absolutely.
So one company's medium fast action can be completely different from another company's medium fast action.
It sure is.
And that's
actually I've noticed that what you're talking about between rod models. You know, you go to talking about, like, say, you go to talk about Dowel rods, for instance. Dowel rods are good rods, but you go to talking about like the Tatula and the Laguna. You go talk about a medium heavy, a 7-foot medium heavy. Man, you may have 2 different types of medium heavies right there. I mean, that's when it falls on you to determine what you would like. You know, when you're picking out a rod. So,
and that's actually, you know, Lew's rods get a lot of. I actually like Lew's rods. They get a lot of flack because people say they break easy. Mine's still going strong. I bought that Mach 2 combo, and it's actually one of the nicer combos I have. I actually love that thing, and I think it was only $130 for the combo. And it's actually one of the nicer combos I have. I use that thing like crazy, but I really like the feel. Like, see, that's how I test a rod. When I take a rod out and I like run a Carolina rig, that's one of the biggest. When I'm running a Carolina rig, if I can tell what the ground is by dragging that Carolina rig across the bottom, I can tell if it's bumpy, smooth, sand, dirt, rocky, whatever. When I'm dragging that, if I can feel it in the rod and I can tell what kind of grip, that's a good rod. That's the kind of rod I want in my hand.
Well, see, that's exactly what we're boiling down to about opinions too.
Exactly.
It's all about what you feel like and how you feel on the rod. When it comes to rods, you're not even worried about the money that you're spending. Just throw that out the window completely. It's how you feel and that rod feels. I mean, but yeah, I mean it's all about the feel. And like I said, I've gotten used to wear the Berkeley cherry woods, and the reason I got into that, I got to buying one tournament. And there's that 24-hour tournament that I broke a rod. I was like, let me run up to Walmart because I really want to fish this reel tonight. And I picked up Berkeley cherry wood. Well, when I got to fishing that night, I was like, well, shoot, this thing fishes pretty well. You know, I feel it fishes pretty good. So I went to them, you know. I went to fishing several of them, and they do pretty well. They don't do great on everything. So I've still got a couple of, you know, fairly expensive rods and stuff, but and I'm not saying I won't buy another high dollar rod because I probably will in the future. But
I'm always trying new ones.
Yeah,
I'm always trying new. I like trying out different companies. I should do more reviews on them, but I never do.
Yeah,
I might mention it in my video. Hey, I'm trying this. Hey, Cherry B, how's it going?
So, I mean, like I said, it's all on what you're comfortable with and what you're used to. So and you know, as far as me being out of the bass fishing tournament scene as much as I have been, it's not near as important to me have a really good rod anymore. So, you know, just being a fun fisherman, it's just as easy to have a cheap rod, I guess you'd say. So, make sure I ain't missed anything. Native drag is really important when you're catching big fish. I don't catch big fish all the time.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about ducket rods. I've never tried one.
I've never had one. I know some people that fish them and they like them. Like my brother has one and he really likes it, but he only likes to fish one bait on it. So, I mean, he's got the one rod that he fishes one bait on.
See, but that's the thing. I have all these. It's one of the reasons I have certain rod and reels I like. I use my Piscafun Torrents mostly for top watering. Yeah. I get the 7.5 foot medium heavy rods.
Yeah. and
I like that Torrent reel for top watering.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm the same way. I've got certain reels and certain rod combos that I'm only going to fish certain things on. And that goes back to like that Fluker Tryon that I've got that we were talking about earlier. It doesn't really fit my hand. So the only thing that's ever been tied onto that rod is a nighttime spinnerbait. And for some reason, with it being the way it is, I can fish a spinnerbait at night with it. I can't fish anything else though. I mean, it would work good for a spinnerbait during the daytime, but it just doesn't fit right. So,
muskie, actually, when I'm fishing muskie and pike, I'll use only a 7 foot rod, but I'll still use a medium heavy.
Yeah.
But with them, yeah, I'll usually use a slower reel because I'm usually using a lot of like crankbaits or swim bait. Like, they're not wraps. I use a lot of wraps. But I want a slower moving reel.
Yeah.
And so I'll kick it down to a different reel because the Torrents are a 7.1 to 1. So they're a little too fast. So I'll kick it down to one of my other ones that are like a 5 to 1 or something like that when I'm going out for muskie or pike.
Yeah. And like I said, nighttime spinnerbaits, that Fluker Tryon that I have, I think it's a 5 to 1 gear ratio. And of course, nighttime spinnerbaits is a lot slower and whatever, but it does. It probably does last a lot longer for pike and muskie and whatnot. I mean, a lower gear ratio is going to last a lot longer for any fish, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not near as tough on it. So,
but you want that fast. You want that fast action if you're doing top water or if you're dragging a Texas rig or a Carolina rig.
Yep.
Because you need to be able to set that hook fast.
And say that's where like muskie and pike and all that comes into. Typically, when they hit a bait, they're hitting it to eat it.
Yeah, they ain't.
They're not.
They smack it. They're trying to swallow that fish whole.
So, and bass, they're a little on the different side, you know. Of course, y'all know this. That they'll hit it, drop it, and then
they'll pick it up, drop it, pick it up, drop it.
Yeah. And you know, I say this, and we don't have muskie or pike down here, but we have chain pickerel, and they hit. I'm assuming a lot like muskie or pike. And when they hit something, they're eating it.
Pike come at it like a missile. If you ever see them, because pike will hit top water too. Move, Charlie. Yeah. But they'll barely ever hit like a Charlie. Move. They'll barely ever hit like a frog or something like that. But if you're using like I'm gonna kill you, Charlie. But if you're ever using like one of those top spinner baits, where you just drag it across the top of the water as fast as you can, and you ever watch a pike fall, they're like a missile. They just go whoosh, bam.
So,
hi, Kimmy.
I appreciate that, Kim.
She's live right now. I'm actually watching her live. Kimmy, I'm watching your live on the other screen.
I appreciate you coming in and dropping a like for me.
Actually, Kimmy, you're going to be singing on tomorrow's video.
Nice.
Yeah, buzzbait.
Yeah.
Sometimes my brain don't work.
Speaking of buzzbaits, I'm finna start making a video or two on them. I've got to get a few more parts and everything, but I've got my buzzbait molds and stuff, and I'm finna get after that pretty soon. So,
I just can't wait till my ice is off so I can go fishing.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm hoping tomorrow I can go out there tomorrow night maybe. And,
it's going to be pike muskie time. Springtime is the best time for pike and muskie.
Yeah.
It is because they're spawning. And then the mothers get real aggressive because they're protecting their eggs. And
I was thinking about that earlier, you know, the other day. Somebody was talking about how they were catching chain pickerel and stuff. And we have chain pickerel down here, but you only hardly ever catch them in January, February, and March. Other than that, you don't ever see them, period. And I guess the main reason is it gets so hot down here.
Yep.
And, do you flathead fish?
I don't know where Fort Peck is, but
I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, you don't hardly ever catch which we call them jackfish, but it's a chain pickerel down here, and unless it's in the earlier months. Oh, you're good, Monica. I'm glad you come in.
Yeah, I'll check it out later. I'll probably get into your box tomorrow, so I'm probably going to go to bed here soon. Oh, yeah, you're in Montana. Yeah, I'm up in South Dakota. I got Fort Randall Dam up here, but that's where I catch most of my catfish.
Yeah.
That's where the big old catfish just sit because the Fort Randall Dam is huge.
Native, I've never targeted, just go out and targeted straight flatheads, but I guess I probably should. I mean, I've caught a few, running trot lines and stump hooks and stuff like that, but I've never went out and just rod and reel fish for catfish, basically.
I actually used to live in Montana. Was it Trapper Creek? I lived up by. I think it was Trapper Creek, Montana. Yeah, I lived there for a short time. I was going to work for some logging company. I worked there for just a real short time. Darby, I think, was the bigger town that was closest to us, if I remember right. Yeah, I lived down by Yankton, Vermilion area.
They do put up a good fight. They do. Absolutely. So I really need to get back to catfishing in general. We've got a good amount of channel cat down here, and it depends on where you go. Like, I can go to a river and catch blue cat and whatnot and flatheads, but I don't know. I really need to get back to catfishing a little bit. It seems to make pretty good content and everything. So,
I don't mind catfish. I just, I always say catfishing is the fishing I do when I want to relax, when I just want to put a bait on a hook, throw it out there, wait for something to come get it.
I'm kind of the same way. I used to do a lot of catfishing when I was a kid. Just, go down to the dock and throw out a worm or any kind of bait and just sit there and catch catfish. I wasn't catching no big catfish, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, but I'd catch a bunch of them. The lake I live on is slap full of channel cat. If they was to drain it, you could walk across it, nothing but channel cat.
That's what I mean. The river on our property, I catch channel cats on that all day long.
And I guess
I'll throw a worm out there, catch a skipjack or two, use it as cut bait, and throw it out there.
So I guess I've caught so many in the past that I just don't care nothing about it, really.
Yeah, only time I catch them really is if I want catfish to eat.
Yeah,
that's the only time I really want to go.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is gonna sound crazy being from Louisiana, but I just really don't care for catfish anymore. I mean, I can get catfish anywhere down here I want to go. On Fridays, every convenience store, every restaurant, whatever, sells catfish. Yep. I can go anywhere I want to get catfish anytime. And I just don't care for catfish all that much.
That's the thing. I'm the same way with walleye.
Yeah.
This is a walleye state. Everybody, I mean, tournaments every weekend for walleye up here.
Yeah.
And from ice fishing to all year round, it's walleye fishing. And I grew up eating walleye all the time. And man, I don't even like to fish for walleye. I catch them on accident all the time.
Yeah.
You'll never see me go target walleye anymore.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of like how, catfishing is for me. I don't know. I got to where I'm just not much of it anymore. Don't care for it any. So
I'd rather catch a big old pike. That's just, for one, I like the fight of a big old pike.
Yeah.
They're just one big muscle. That's all they are. They put on such. I mean, you catch a 15-pound pike, man, your arms are sore by the time you're done getting that thing in.
A 16-pound channel cat's a good one. Now, I've been with some fellas that caught some monster flatheads. I haven't seen any big blue cats, but I mean, you got to go down in the river system and stuff to find all them for the most part.
I think the record here for channels is actually like 58 pounds right underneath the Fort Randall Dam.
My goodness.
Right over where I fish, yeah. Somebody caught a 58-pound channel catfish underneath there.
I don't even know the record for channel cat down here, but blue cat is some astronomical number. It's 90, 100 pounds or whatever. And I think like flatheads is like 80 pounds or something like that. But I don't know. But no, I've never just strictly targeted, flatheads or
I'll do it, especially like if I'm out camping. I sit out at the property. I know I'll catch catfish and I can cook them over the fire.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. Or if I'm collabing with one of the catfishing guys.
Yeah.
I'll go catfishing with them.
I mean, if I'm gonna go get catfish to eat, they're gonna be about that big.
Yeah, that's the thing. I ain't after no big 50-pounder. I'm after about 2-3 pounds, something I can eat.
Mine are gonna be about this big. I'm gonna take and pull the hide off, cut the head off, and they're gonna have bones in them. Because you can't hardly get any better eating catfish than that right there. Something about the bones in it does it. So, but no, I really wouldn't even know the last catfish that I kept and cleaned myself and ate. You know, I don't care for them that much. And,
I did it last year, but again, I was doing a survival video.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I've got all the crappie and bluegill and chinkapin and all that I can handle. And I've actually got to where, like used to when I was a kid, you know, growing up in my teenage years, I didn't care for bass at all. I mean, that was a trash fish to eat anyways. I didn't like them at all, greasy. And a lot of that boils down to when I was a kid and I went into Boy Scouts. We went to a Boy Scout camp one time, and they caught a bass. It was about a 4-pounder, and they brought it back and cooked it over a fire, and that was the worst fish I've ever had in my life. It was terrible, and it kind of threw me off for a while. But I've got to where I like to eat bass a little bit now.
I don't mind them. I'll eat them if I catch them.
Bass, but
if I catch them and I'm hunkering for fish, I'll eat them. But I'm actually See, I like panfish. I like perch. Yellow perch is delicious. I eat pike. A lot of people call me crazy for eating pike, but but I love pike, man. I eat a lot of pike.
I mean, I eat a lot of crappie. I'll eat, you know, like I said, bluegill. You know, hard to beat some good bluegill. So, and then I'll eat bass. But I mean, pretty much if we're gonna eat fish, it's gonna be crappie for the most part. So,
I like trout, but we don't have a lot. I have to go West River to catch trout.
well,
we do have one pond over here that has trout in it, but that thing gets so overfished you can't ever catch anything big enough to eat.
Yeah, we don't have trout. Period. I mean, there's no trout down here at all. No muskie. Like I said, the closest thing to a pike we got is chain pickerel, and you don't catch them that often. And
see muskie. That's everybody tell. My grandpa taught me a long time ago how to clean the Y bones out of because that's the one everybody hates pike because they have those Y bones.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa taught me it takes me just an extra 10 seconds to clean the Y bones out. I literally fillet a pike just like I would a walleye or a trout, flip it over, fillet out the rib bones, spin it, do about 3 or 4 cuts, pull the Y bones out, and fillet the rest of it out, and I got a nice fillet. I said it takes about an extra 10 seconds to get those Y bones up, but if you don't know how to do it, I guess.
Muskie, I just seen where you put that. Largemouth can taste awful. They absolutely can. It really all depends on the water they come out of. And but yeah, largemouth can taste awful. And plus size has a lot to do with that too.
Yeah. And it depends on whether if they're in a farm pond where they ain't getting much, water flow, any fish will get, they're just sitting in mud.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially if the cows are peeing and pooping in it. Yep. That stuff's running through that fish.
Or is. I was talking about this yesterday on the live. I found a pond one time that had giant crappie in it. I mean, there was tons of them, but that was all that was in the pond. I mean, we're talking about an acre and a half big pond. And me and my buddy went, we caught them, and we caught 25, and I think every single one of them went over 2 pounds apiece. They were giants. And when you pulled them out of that pond, the pond's in the middle of a cow pasture, so stays muddy constantly. When you pulled them out, they were solid white. I mean, no speckles on them hardly at all. And they were just not that good of fish at all. They were pretty terrible.
Yeah. See, that's the lake I go fishing mostly for largemouth. It's so clear. You can see the bottom most of the way. And so I mean, any fish I catch out of there is, but that's one of those lakes they don't allow gas motors.
Yep. Well, that right there in itself helps.
And it doesn't stir up the bottom.
Absolutely. No oil films on it.
No,
Right,
and so that lake is really clear. And the fish that come out of there, all the fish that come out of there are delicious.
Yep. Absolutely. So, but like, my home lake, like I said, it's 15,000 acres. It's got 2 main river channels that come through it that go out to the spillway. So it's not a tremendous amount of current, but it's enough current to keep it flowing that it's clean.
Yep. So, I love fishing farm ponds because you'll catch your biggest bass in there because they just sit there and get fat. But I don't want to eat them.
No, they're not. They're not great. Any kind of water system that water doesn't move, the fish typically ain't that good. So,
and that's all fish. I mean,
yeah. So, native. It really all depends on that down here too. If I catch a small enough crappie to do them whole, I will. But most of the time, it's just as easy just to play them out. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man? Long time no see.
Actually, some of the biggest bluegill I ever caught in my life was in a farm pond in Iowa, and I just could not believe the size of those bluegill. But I don't think I'd eat them just because, that farm pond, there was nothing coming in or out of it. It was just a farm pond.
The biggest
those bluegill were
come out of a pond and
gigantic.
But those things were huge. Dude come walking up with a 5-gallon bucket, had 3 of them in it, and I'm like, "Holy crap! You couldn't even see the bottom of the bucket. They were so big."
Yep.
Oh my God! But that lake, that pond that they caught them in was like 34 acres, and it had a lot of water and a lot of grass. It was a clear, clean pond. And those fish were good. So, well, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're still coming in. I've been on been gone for a while, brief hiatus. So, but I'm back now. So, but some of it's. Like I said, water movement is a big key issue on the way fish taste.
That's why I'm sad our crappie lake did, because they had good bluegill in there too. But those were because when the water before they put that dam in the flood, and I used to go catch it because they had a spillway too, but that spillway was always going.
Yep.
And man, those fish were delicious in there. I'd go catch me a whole bucket full of crappies and bluegills.
Yep.
Come back and fillet them all out.
So, yep. I really believe, anyways, that has a lot to do with any kind of fish taste and moving water. So, I know anytime I go down like the river system or whatever here and go to catching fish, they always seem to taste pretty good because it's always moving. You want to talk about some nice crappie? The Crappie Masters or whatever just had a tournament last weekend on Grenada Lake in Mississippi. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable what they caught down there. So I know of 4 4-pounders that were weighed into that tournament.
Nice.
And
Mississippi, everybody knows Mississippi is my favorite place to fish because that's where I caught my largest largemouth.
Yeah.
At just under 15 pounds in Mississippi.
So, but
that thing was.
That they say Grenada Lake is the #1 lake in the country for crappie, and apparently it is. I mean, the Crappie Masters went down there last weekend, and the dude that won it had over 44 pounds of 14 fish. So, unbelievable. I actually got to see his stringer today, and a dude that fishes the Crappie Masters, I talked to him this morning, and he showed it on the Rapala scales where it he weighed his fish before he went to the weigh-in and did it, and his scales were showing like 2167 or whatever for his 1 day total, and he actually had over 22, so his scales were weighing light, and man, unbelievable. They had over a 3 pound average. I've never caught one that I weighed that was over 3 pounds. So I may have accidentally caught a 3 pounder and not weighed it. But I mean, I've caught some big high 2 pounders, but man, over a 3 pound average, that's insane.
I've never caught crappie in my life though. Crappie depends on where you're at, but I mean, I just always use little pink crappie rigs seem to be the best for me.
Yeah,
a little
pink chartreuse.
I like chartreuse too, but pink, especially like in pond, I fish them in lakes and ponds a lot. But a little crappie jig, just a little one, and you just work the jig, and they're pretty easy to catch usually.
I mean, muskie, a 15-inch crappie is a good crappie. I've caught one that was 18.5 inches. My dad's caught one that's 19 inches. And, I mean, pound-and-a-half crappie is a good crappie all day.
Yeah, that's dinner right there.
I mean,
that's dinner.
That's a solid crappie, no doubt. So, I mean, the lake I fish typically, it has a little better than average. I mean, they claim it's number 3 in the nation for crappie. So
let me go to my Facebook page. I'll show y'all some crappie pictures because
they do get larger.
Oops, wrong button.
So, but I mean, a pound-and-a-half crappie, that's no slouch at all. That's a good crappie. So, and that's more the crappie I would tend to eat. That direction between a pound and a half.
I share too many memes on my Facebook page.
I mean, in my lifetime, I've caught a lot of 2 pound crappie. But I mean, anytime you go to talk about crappie, I'll take a pound fish eating wise over a 2 pounder any day. Really? Unheard of. Huh. I mean, 18-inch crappie will go about 2.25 pounds, somewhere around that range, probably. Now, crappie don't tend to get any longer than that. They start getting fatter. They get up to 18 inches, they just start swelling out. So, but yeah, my dad's caught one that was 19 inches long. So that's a good mess right there.
That's perch, walleye, and crappie. That was actually ice fishing.
Yep. No doubt. Raymond sent me something last year. Dude,
there you go.
Oh, yeah. Good fish.
That's a bunch of crappie right there.
I believe that would have been a fight of a lifetime, Mike. One of these days, I'm going to get up there and go after some sturgeon. That'd be awesome. 11-foot sturgeon. That's crazy. I mean,
we got sturgeon here, but you can't bring them in the boat.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He couldn't. I mean, he said can't keep them over 50 inches. So, I mean, I believe you kind of broke that just a little bit. Man, 11 foot. That's insane. Insane.
Yeah, we were actually up fishing up by Chamberlain, South Dakota, and we're out there pike fishing. And my buddy caught a big old. We have no idea how big it was because you can't bring them on the boat. Yeah. It was actually a game warden. They were sitting there watching us, and they were actually in a different boat. We had 2 boats out there.
Yeah.
And he caught this big old sturgeon. I mean, this thing was a dinosaur. And he sat there and fought that thing forever but he didn't want to lose his lure because it was one of his favorite pike muskie lures. He's got this big old sturgeon. You can bring the sturgeon up to the side of the boat and get the lure out of its mouth. So he got that thing, and if you've ever caught a sturgeon, their scales are literally like dinosaur. I mean, they're razor blades, their scales are. So he was sitting there fighting with this thing forever, trying to get that lure out of its mouth in the water on the side of that thing was just flopping. His hands were so cut up and beat up and looked like he was, he looked like he was a cutter all up and down his arms. He had all these slice marks from those scales, and he finally got it. And the game warden actually came over to us afterwards. He's like, dude, I would not have blamed you for clubbing that thing after watching you. He's like,
he knows. He's probably over there getting a pretty good laugh out of it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's about like catching an alligator gar down here. Man, I pull up 5-6 foot alligator gar, I'm probably going to give him the bait. I ain't dealing with all them teeth. That's the thing about the alligator gars. They'll fight like crazy, and all of a sudden they'll give up, but they're not done. You get them up to the top, they're not done. They're just letting you get them up there.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter to an alligator gar. They breathe air anyways. They're not worried about it.
I hate shovel snow sturgeons, man. Those things are the ugliest thing. Man, I hate those things. Their mouths, ugh. I hate the looks of them.
So I don't know. We don't have all them kind of big critters. We got
paddlefish are awesome. I like catching paddlefish. They look like dolphins. Actually, they look like marlins when you catch them from the side because they'll jump out and you can't tell they have a paddle. Just got the straight nose coming out. They look like a marlin jumping out of the water. Those things get huge. I usually only catch those on accident. Like I'm dragging a big old pike lure and I'll snag one.
Well, they're plankton eaters, ain't they?
Yeah, they're bottom feeders. Yeah. You're more likely to catch them with a piece of corn on a hook laying out on the bottom of the ground.
I caught one last year on a crappie rod, which it wasn't but 2.5 foot long. It wasn't no big one by no means, but I hooked that song right in the bill.
Yep, nice. I only catch them on accident too,
yeah.
But they're fun to catch. Man, they get huge. I got to pick. My son accidentally caught one, and this was back when I think he was like 9 years old, and he caught this big old paddlefish, and we actually have a picture of us. We're standing in the water, and he couldn't even hold it. This thing was so big. He's got it, and I'm actually behind him helping him hold this thing up. The fish was bigger than he was.
Yep. So, yeah. Whew, shoot. But yeah, paddlefish are crazy. I mean, they're crazy. We call them spoonbills here, but
they're fun to catch. But
yeah.
They have a season for them here, but I never.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing I want with them.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a length limit on them here that you can actually keep one a year. And I don't know. I think it's like 34 inches from the tip of the bottom jaw to the base of the tail or something like that. But like I said, I've never really targeted them or anything. So
if I catch one, it's on accident.
It's
fun to catch, but I know some people that get real big into it. They'll go out there pretty much with a grappling hook on the end of their line and just throw it out in the middle of the Missouri River and drag it across trying to snag one.
Well, I had some buddies, when I was growing up, they liked to go down there and do a lot of snagging or whatever, and I never really got into it all that well. And the main reason is the first time I did it, they got talking about it. Yeah, y'all need to come on. Y'all need to, you need to come on and do it with us or whatever. So I went and bought me up some big treble hooks and stuff like that. All I had was a bass rod at the time, and I went down to the spillway and I got on top and I throwed that thing out. First cast, I was sitting there jerking it, dragging it through there. Well, I hit something, and I leaned into it, and all of a sudden it janked my arm straight forward and just straight to the end of my line and kept on going. It pulled every bit of 80-pound braid I had on there and took off with it. Well,
paddlefish won't eat a lure, but I think that's why they're so fun to fight, is because you never catch them by the mouth.
No,
you always catch them somewhere else. And if you catch them like on the back or something, I mean, you got to fight on you. Because you're not pulling their face back towards you.
Yep.
You're trying to pull them in the middle of them or something like that.
So one of the biggest bass I ever caught was a 696, and not the biggest, but I caught her off a bed. She was sitting there spawning, and I didn't mean to catch her this way, but I found that fish and I fished for her for a 45 minutes straight. And she would never bite. I got her to bite one time, and she just missed the hook, and so I kept on. Well, I got thrown over her back and hitting her in the side with my weight, just trying to aggravate her. And that last time I threw over and I got up and I was punching her in the side with that bait. Well, she kind of, moving and my line went down. And I seen her kind of flare up, and I picked up on it and it was tight. I said, oh, she's got it. I set the hook in that thing and oh my God. There was a bunch of lily pads around there. She went to mowing down lily pads. Just, I said, oh my God. And at that point, I said, man, this fish is a lot bigger than I thought she was, And I hooked her right behind the gill plate. She had her mouth closed and she was digging. She was a 696. I caught her off a bed. So didn't mean to. I pulled the hook out and I took a picture and let her go. And she actually swam back over to that bed. And she had two males swimming around her. I caught both of them. I had them in the live well. And, just trying to keep her where she'll bite. And throw both of them back. They went over to the bed with her. So. You need my email address? Okay, brother, I'll get it to you. Pretty easy. It's just jeremyalbritton@ymail.com, but that's the one I, get. But I know you said you messaged me earlier, but I didn't get a chance to check it out. But yeah. Anyways, so. Oh.
I pulled you through. I've got some piking that have done that to me.
Yeah.
Especially, I'll be out in my little 16-foot flat bottom, and all I got is a trolling motor on there. And I'll get me into a big old pike, and yeah, it goes faster than my trolling motor, and that thing's dragging me around the lake.
That buddy of mine that I was fishing with last year when I caught that spoonbill, he hooked into a gar, and it was about 3-foot long gar, and we was using crappie rods. That joker pulled us all around there. He couldn't ever get a hold of it because he used 6-pound test line. Man, we was at his mercy. He was pulling us everywhere.
Exactly. It's fun.
Oh, yeah, it's fun for sure. So.
Yeah, I was out at the Missouri River last year, and we were in my buddy's boat, and it was just 16-foot lund, but not one of the big 16, like the old-fashioned 16-foot lund.
Yeah.
I got into a good old-sized pike, and as soon as I felt that thing tug, I looked at him and I was like, "We're going for a ride, buddy."
Oh goodness. Well, that little 1448 I fish out of, you get a hold of a decent sized bass, he'll pull you around a little bit. Oh, man.
You trying to tell me you're ready for bed?
I'm fishing too.
He's over here yawning and growling in my face like, dude, why do we wake so late?
He ain't the only one. I'm about ready for it myself. So. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all coming in and everything, hanging out with us for as long as
Yeah,
y'all
it was a
did.
good conversation. I'm itching to go fishing, man. I got to quit talking all this fishing.
Me
I
too.
can't. There's nothing I can do about it unless I go out with a chainsaw and start cutting holes in the lake.
Well, I hear you. So I think tomorrow's supposed to be pretty decent. I think it'll wind up being a little chilly, but I'll wear enough clothes to deal with that. But I am hoping to actually get out on the lake tomorrow for the first time. Yeah, no doubt, Muskie. No
See, I've
doubt.
actually never caught one from. I hardly ever take out my kayak. I have 4 kayaks, and I hardly ever take them out. I don't know. I like my boat. I like to be able to stand up and fish. That's just my problem. I don't
Well, that's
really
me.
like.
That's why I've never really,
Yeah.
other than crappie fishing. When I'm crappie fishing, I can sit down all day. But if it's any kind of other kind of fishing, I like to be able to stand up.
Glad when you do. Yeah. Just me out there in my truck driving up and down the ice with a chainsaw duct taped to the back, cut holes in the ice.
Duct tape with a zip tie holding the trigger. Figure eight.
I'll have to make sure I dress up like Red Green when I do something like that.
But yeah, I don't know. We've made 2 hours and 15, 16 minutes. So I guess I'm going to call this and quits.
I think I'm going to call off. Catch you later, buddy.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming in.
No problem.
Well, y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and everything. We will catch y'all on the next one. Be good.